Hello English 101I students. Welcome to week 11 of our course. And as always, we'll go ahead and just get started in the course information tab where you're going to see your course calendar for the week. So you can go ahead and just start off your week by taking a look at that so you know what's coming up, what we've already completed, and where we're headed for the last few weeks of the semester. Can you believe we're actually only about 3 weeks or so away from the very end, from the final exam week? So it's been quite an experience this fall semester in this online format, but I think it's been a good one in many ways. Okay, I've already got our course calendar downloaded, so I'm going to scroll all the way down to week 11. And you'll see that we're going to be staying in Module 6 this week, looking at assignments 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4, all due by Sunday, November 1st. Okay, so you'll see in the topic areas over here, we're going to be moving somewhat more from personal to formal academic writing. So your narrative essay and the final version of your personal argumentative essay that you'll be submitting today being Sunday, October 25th, even that personal argumentative essay had some elements of less formal language, of relating it to your personal experience. Whereas now that we're moving forward, we're kind of stepping a little bit further away from that personal kind of academic language to more formal academic language. And as you get into English 102 in the spring, you'll see that much more of your writing is going to be more formal in nature. Okay, so let's go ahead to our Module 6 folder and take a look at the 3 assignments that are due this coming Sunday. All right, here we go. All the way down to Module 6, and we'll go down to 6.2. Okay, so 6.2 is quite self-explanatory, so you're just going to be watching this video about formal academic writing, and it comes from the same series of videos that you watched earlier on in the semester about some other topics, such as comma splices, run-on sentences, things like that. There were a variety of topics, I think, basic essay structure, all of that kind of information. So you'll, just like you did with those other videos, you'll watch this video, and after you've completed it, you'll take a Google Forms quiz, and I can open that up just so it's connected here. Okay, so this is what it will look like, and so you'll be answering some questions about formal academic writing, and I will see your submission once you've completed that. And let's head back to our Module 6 folder. Okay, and also once you've taken that quiz, just go ahead and click on this assignment link. And once you're over here in this text box down where it says add comments, just simply type, I completed this quiz. Just like you did with the other ones, and hit submit. So that way I'll receive that in Blackboard as an indication that you've already completed the quiz, and I can go ahead and look at my Google form from my end and take a look at your answers. Okay, so that will prepare you for moving into the next essay assignment, which is the comparative evaluation. And you'll see all the information for that essay assignment comes below these 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4 assignments. The next one that you'll work on is writing a comparison of 2 works. I say 2 works because that would be the more general term for comparing any type of work, which might be a film, it could be an essay, it could be a novel. In the case of our comparative essay that you're going to be working on next, you're going to be comparing the arguments of 2 academic articles. Well, not academic articles, but argumentative articles. And so this video, even though she talks about films and she talks about Disney films, and so it seems kind of funny because it doesn't seem completely academic, right? And of course, a comparison of 2 Disney films could actually be very academic, but I think what she describes, her process of how she explains how to formulate a thesis statement, how to collect ideas to get to that point, how the body paragraphs can support your thesis statement, how to approach the conclusion of your essay. I just think she gives a very clear and easy to follow explanation. It kind of really helps you to see how you put together all of the components of a successful academic essay. So when you click on the 6.3 assignment link, there are a series of questions there. So as it tells you, your next major essay assignment will be a comparative evaluation essay. So in order to learn more about comparing two items in an academic essay, you'll watch the video that I just showed you on the previous screen. And you'll be writing your comparative evaluation essay about two argumentative articles, but the techniques you'll learn about for comparing films will also be helpful when comparing arguments in written essays. So as you watch the video, take notes on and then give answers to the following questions, maybe a few sentences per question, depending on what the question is asking from you. So there are 7 questions there, and they ask you about various pieces of information, how you distinguish between a thesis statement and a simple fact. How you come up with a thesis statement, what kind of information are you looking for or collecting? What is the purpose of a body paragraph? How does the body paragraph support the thesis statement that you've developed? What is an inference? How does that play a role in the structure of a body paragraph? What kind of evidence should you use in a body paragraph to make it support the thesis statement effectively? And finally, what about the conclusion? What's the purpose of a conclusion? What should you have in a conclusion? Okay, I did also include a note here that says the speaker says that you shouldn't focus on differences in a comparative essay. But in this case, in your comparative evaluation essay assignment, you actually will be focusing on differences. So ignore that little part at the end. But in any case, I do think what she teaches you about the structure of a comparative essay is very helpful for our purposes. So you'll answer those questions and just submit that by clicking on Create Journal Entry. Okay, so let's go back to our last assignment that we see here. Okay, and this one is asking you to learn a little bit about rhetorical appeals. And to do this assignment, you'll actually need to do a little research on your own. So you're going to be learning about the rhetorical appeals of ethos, logos, and pathos. You may or may not have learned about these in your own country, in your own language. It's possible that you have. From my past experience, it's kind of a mix. Some people have heard of these terms and some people have not. But in any case, you'll refresh your memory or you'll learn about them from the beginning. So I've given you 3 options here. The first is to write a paragraph of 7 to 10 sentences in this journal space. When you click on here, it's going to take you to a journal space. So again, you'll create journal entry to submit your answers. Okay, so writing a paragraph of 7 to 10 sentences that explains what these 3 rhetorical appeals are. So if you choose number 1, you'll just go out on the web and find websites that give you explanations and examples of each of those 3 appeals. The second option would be to find a video that explains the 3 appeals and then provide a bullet list of 7 to 10 main ideas from the video. And definitely include a link to the video so I know where you got your information from. Okay, the third option is to download this attached PowerPoint presentation. I think this presentation gives you a nice kind of visual tour through what these different appeals are and gives you good definitions and explanations for each of them. And that could be something that you could use as a resource to write a paragraph or a bullet list of 7 to 10 main ideas about those rhetorical appeals, along with an example of each. Okay, so you have those 3 options to choose from. You don't need to do all 3 of them. Just pick one, whichever one appeals to you more, and come up with that explanation of the 3. So all of those assignments together, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, in conjunction are going to prepare you for the essay assignment that you're going to be working on the following week, which is the comparative evaluation. So you'll learn more about formal academic writing, you'll learn how to structure an essay that compares 2 works, and you'll learn about looking for specific rhetorical appeals. Rhetorical appeals are basically just ways of persuading your reader. You'll learn about these different appeals that you can also bring into your comparative evaluation when you begin to work on it. So we're in the preparation stage for Essay 3. And the first draft of Essay 3 isn't going to come until the following week, until Sunday, November 8th, as you see from the guidelines or from the course calendar. However, you're more than welcome to go ahead and start to read through the guidelines, to look at the sample essay that's there. If you tend to work through your assignments pretty early in the week or quickly, feel free to go ahead and start preparing for this essay now, and don't hesitate to ask questions throughout this week or next week, because you have 2 weeks to work on this one. Next week in the weekly video, I'll go through the comparative evaluation essay guidelines in more detail. I don't want to overload you with too many things in today's video, but like I said, feel free to go ahead and take a peek, take a little look. So you'll see attached to your Comparative Evaluation 101I is the explanation of the assignment. The sample essay that a student wrote in a previous semester of English 101I is attached there. I think it's always helpful to see a successful example. And then you'll notice when you look in the guidelines, the two articles that I would like you to compare. The first one, you probably won't be able to access it because many newspapers nowadays are blocking access without a paid subscription. So I actually went into our library databases and I downloaded a version of it for you so you can access it right here. Okay, so that's everything for this week. You have those 3 assignments. Don't hesitate to ask questions if anything is confusing or doesn't make sense. And I look forward to reading all of your final versions of your personal argumentative essays this week. Have a great week.